Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Kendall. I've got an update on my solo clue game called Who Done It in Your Pocket. My last video was on the 16th of January. Today is February 18th, and I've got some good updates. I want to apologize for my voice. I'm still trying to get over a cold, so sorry about that. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll quickly go over a little bit about the components. So there's 21 cards, three types. You have suspects, you have murder weapons, and you have locations. And for each, for any two cards, there's one main icon in common. So you can see here it's Miss Scarlet. And then there's only three icons. Well, I should say Scarlet is the only thing in common with these two. And then the other Miss Scarlet will be in here. So there's three of each. So here's the other Miss Scarlet. But any two cards will have only one thing in common. These two, it's Colonel Mustard. And the so you've got the 21 cards, 7 of each type. You randomly will, without looking at them, take 2 of each type. And if you take, say, these two, your murderer will be the one that is in common, so Professor Plum. So I will do that right now. Okay, so I have removed 2 of each. So I have my weapon, location, and suspect in these. These are the murder facts. We'll set this aside. And then I've got 15 cards remaining, which I forgot to shuffle. Just a moment. Okay, so we're shuffled up. These 15 cards I'll be playing with. There's a few things since my last video, and I will point those out as we go. So flip our first card. You can place it portrait, landscape, it doesn't matter. I'll try to keep this in the camera. Your second card, okay, these are different types, so I still have not eliminated any information. And I'll point out what these clue icons do. The blackmail, I'll point out what that is, and then these gray items here are bystanders. These are new, I'll explain those. Then the secret passageways, I've already explained those, but I'll do that as well as I go. Okay, so let's cover up this blackmail, and I will go this way here. Okay, so these two have the lead pipe in common, so I can cross that out. One element I've added that is new are these little check boxes, so 3 for each. For those that want to keep track in a more detailed way, I'm thinking that could be good. And I'm also thinking we can, instead of dry erase, a printed copy that you could use a pen or pencil on, like a whole sheet that has these, but slight change. Okay, so we're going to cover the lead pipe. If we don't, we have to lose an hour on our track here. So let's do that. Let's cover that up. And actually, so connecting 2 clue icons together actually reduces an hour. So we earn back an hour we've lost, or it cancels out a duplicate like what would cause an hour during that turn. It does not, however, bank an hour. So if I do this, it covers a duplicate, and then, you know, say I bank an hour so that I can, you can't bank hours. So I will place it like this, but just know that I'm not getting any benefit from those. You can only use these 3 times per game, so you have them over here. And basically, instead of crossing out a clock, you would do one of these, or you cross one out and erase one of your hour icons. All right, the knife and the wrench. So I'm going to cross those out. And these bystanders, there are 6. Like in the movie, there is the singing telegram girl, there is the maid, there's the cook, so forth. There's one of each, and if you cover one, it is basically that bystander has been murdered, and you have to take time to cover the body and hide them. So, and the way that is tracked is for every two bystanders, you lose an hour. So you can lose a total of 3 hours. If there's a bystander that is in the murder facts, they were never present, so they're not murdered. It's just the ones that you actively cover up. So that's what that is. Let's cover the knife. We can't possibly cover the knife and the wrench. So let's see. Yeah, we'll cover just the knife, which unfortunately doesn't help us, and then we do lose an hour because of that duplicate. Okay, wrench. There's no way to cover both, but we can cross out the poison, and that is it. All right, sorry, I bumped the camera there. Okay, so we know we need to cover this. We know we can cover, no, we don't know about that one yet. One strategy is to play a little aggressive and cover things that you have not eliminated yet, which would be this candlestick. I'm going to go ahead and do that and just hope that the candlestick is not the murder weapon. If one of the 3 murder facts is not visible at the end, you lose because the murderer got away or you lost the evidence. So I'm going to make a little mark next to the candlestick that I've covered it, and hopefully, so I'm keeping my blackmail low. If you ever get 3 visible, you have to lose an hour. So you cross out this here and mark an hour. And then if you get 4 at the end of a turn, you lose an hour, and then 5. If you ever get to 6, you've just lost the case. There's enough dirt on you that's out there that you're not credible. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Okay, so, we did lose an hour because the wrench is a duplicate there. All right, we're not doing so great so far. This is our first suspect card. It's nice to keep things tight if you can. So, all right, we have not eliminated. I'm tempted to use these to lose an hour or to gain an hour back, but we would have to cover. Actually, we know it's not the knife. No, it's not the knife, the lead pipe, the wrench, or the poison. So if I place it like this, all right, if you have an adjacent, we can use one of our clues and we basically erase an hour. So I've gained some time because I found an amazing clue. So this new version, you obviously have the same incentive of covering things like duplicates. You have the incentive to not cover things like bystanders, and then you have an incentive of lining up clues for, time saving. So it adds a little more, but I don't think it's too much. I think it's just about right. Okay, we've got the hull. That is the only information we have. It is not in the hull. We'll mark that off. We've got to cover the hull. All right, let's go here. We have not had to, cover up any bystanders at this point. All right, we have, this is white. That's hard to cover up. And if we covered these two, of course we would be, you know, the cook would be killed. That's not good. Plus, we would be covering two items we aren't sure of. But if we went this way, we cover the hall. We're only covering one item we're not sure of. That could work, but we would get, you know, we would have 3 blackmail out. And I do want to clarify something, that if you place a card and it creates more than one duplicate, you still just lose 1 hour. But if you have a duplicate or more and you increase the blackmail, that is separate. So you can lose 2 hours from a single card for that reason. Shoot. I think I hate to cover this, but you know what? We're going to be gutsy. We're going to cover the gun and Colonel Mustard. We are going to cross out the cook, gun, and Colonel Mustard. So I am playing very aggressive here. I haven't lost any time, but I am possibly going to lose just because I've covered the wrong things. So that's also something to think about. Okay, we have the lounge and the library. So we're going to cross these out. Lounge, library, it does, you know, I'm going to do it. No, yeah, these are tough decisions. So I think I will keep my blackmail low. So we'll do this. We do lose an hour for the duplicate here, but we keep our blackmail low and we don't have that issue. So, all right, now we've got the butler and plum. We have not eliminated green yet, or white. So let's see. Let's eliminate the butler and Professor Plum. Okay, so rather than cover up another person, what we can do is place like this. This prevents the duplicate we would have between the plums. But we do have 3 blackmails now, so let's go ahead and cross this one out. We do lose an hour there. Okay, I'm down to 5 cards. So I can't lose, yeah, I've only got 4 more hours here. Okay. We know it's not the lead pipe already. The gun. So I had actually covered the gun already with this little mark. So we know it's not the gun. I'm lucky in that respect. So the gun is already covered up. The lead pipe is already covered up too. So this is kind of a free card. So if we can, we could try to cover something and connect one of these to lower our time, which would be great. So let's try. I think, let's see, we can't do green. We could do plum and the hall. We can't do white. I'm trying to think if we did this. I'm trying to cover a blackmail and connect. We haven't done scarlet yet. Or the rope. The lounge has. So if we covered the lounge, So we get rid of, yeah, I don't want to add more blackmail. So rather than playing aggressive that way, I'm just going to cover a blackmail and these two items. So we're not earning an hour back. That's okay. We're also not losing any time. Okay, kitchen, we know it's not the kitchen. And what else? The library. We already knew the library. I think that's it. That's all that gives us. Library and the kitchen are impossible to cover both, but I've got a blackmail over here. So I'm going to cover these two. We know it's not the lounge. I'm going to take a chance on the billiard and just say I don't think it's the billiard. That way it'll prevent more duplicates in the future. So we're going to cover the billiard room. I'm going to put a dot next to that. And we do have a duplicate with the kitchen here. So it's 9 o'clock, running out of time. But we have 3 more. All right, billiard. So we were lucky. We made a good guess. It is not the billiard room. The study. There's 2 studies. We know it's not that. We have narrowed it down to the dining room, which is visible. So we just can't cover that card. Okay, so can't cover the study. Well, that's it. That's the only duplicate from this card is the study. So that's actually pretty easy. So we'll cover like this. We don't lose any time. We're set. Part of it's because we took a risk on the billiard room. Okay, 2 more. We're getting close. I think I've probably missed something with the suspects, maybe. Oh wait, we covered the candlestick, and there's a candlestick. So we know it's not the candlestick. Again, that is close. We could have had a problem. So it is the rope, and the rope is visible. So we're still doing well. These 2 are supposed to reveal all of these. I feel like we've missed someone in here. But we'll find out. Okay, this is, okay, peacock, white, scarlet. So we know it's not white or scarlet. I don't think we've seen another peacock yet. So it's between green, peacock, and mustard, who we covered. So let's see, white and scarlet. There's no way to cover both of these, but we still have one more clue icon here. So we know it's not plum or scarlet. I can cover both of these. We know it's not the butler. We can cover him as well. In fact, I'm going to cover this whole card. It keeps our blackmail from increasing. It lines these up. So it basically cancels out this duplicate. So we do use the clue, but we don't increase our time. So we're sitting pretty good here. And there's mustard. So we covered the first mustard. We lucked out. We'll cross out this mustard. Let's see, so you can see this card here. So we crossed out mustard. Peacock. There's 2 peacocks, so we know it was Mr. Green, actually. Now we have to cover. Who do we need to cover? Just peacock. That's pretty good. So if we cover like this, we are pretty well set. I believe we only had to cover up one body of the bystanders. So this was quite a lucky game, but I am playing it on its hardest version. I did not use the secret passageways, but there's 2 of these cards, and if you're playing on the easier version, as long as one of these squares covers one of the icon here, you can use this to block out extra things. So again, these secret passageways could be useful, but let's tally up this game. Let me know in the comments if I missed something, because it's possible for sure. But no duplicates here. So we're at 9 o'clock. We think it is Mr. Green with the rope in the dining room. So we'll look at our murder facts. Mr. Green is in fact with the rope and in the dining room. Okay, so let's see if there were bystanders in. Okay, so we did have the policeman here, so that's why he didn't show up out here. He's the only bystander that wasn't included. So from our bystander list, we should have Mr. Body, the cook we got rid of. We've got the stranded motorist, the maid, policeman wasn't part of it, and the singing telegram. So because we didn't lose 2, we don't lose an hour for that. Blackmail, we got up to 3 at the end of a turn. So we did quite well. This is a win condition and a good game. Okay, so final thoughts here. Let's see. I am actually working on another on a re-theme of this game, which will be called something like Pandemic in Your Pocket. So it's the same game, but you're trying to find a cure while you're also trying to limit the spread of the disease. So that'll be fun. Please subscribe so you can see when new videos come out. I like to share my designs as I go. And pending any input on this game, I feel like this version is really good. This may be the final iteration, besides any graphic design or art, etc., which we'll see. But I will put a link to the rules doc and the print and play file in the description. This prints in just about 3 pages, actually just 3 pages, and it does include a back and front that you can use for a card that has a summary of the rules. But again, I'll link the full rules doc as well. And what else? I would love any and all input on this. And if you could please hit the like button, that helps my channel. Please subscribe so you can see what's coming out. I recently put out a video using a standard deck of cards. It's called Haunted Solitaire, and it's super fun. I would appreciate input on that as well. But yeah, let me know. What do you think? Does it need something? If you've got the ability to print these out, sleeve some cards, I would highly recommend it. It's a fun puzzly game, and I would love any feedback. All right, thanks. We'll catch you next time.